So it's 10:30. Baby just got up. So I'm making breakfast for the other two kids. She just ate and had a diaper change, and now she's ready to go for the day. Ready to go. Which means she'll want to take a little 20-minute nap in a couple hours here, but and then mommy's gonna try to clean, because look how dirty this place gets. I mean, Cameron, I will clean, and this will literally happen after just one day. One day. Yep, so I'm gonna give them breakfast. And obviously we don't give them cereal every day, but if they ask for it and I've got my hands full, then I don't mind giving them cereal. For my breakfast, I'm just making my favorite go-to, which is an over easy egg on top of some whole wheat toast with some ham and avocado. If I'm really hungry, then I'll just make 2 of those, and that'll pretty much hold me over till dinner, to be honest. This is a trick that I do because every time I flip my over easy eggs with a spatula, the yolk always breaks, and this usually works perfectly every time. So this is my favorite. It's kind of like a late breakfast. That's why I won't eat again really till dinner, because I do eat later and it's filling. I'll have like a smoothie or a snack or something, but then on to dishes. And I hate dishes until I start doing them, and then I kind of weirdly like doing them. I don't know if anyone understands that, but it's very satisfying to kind of like see your sink empty. And let me ask all like the wives and girlfriends and moms out there, when you do dishes, you have to like finish them, right? Even if my dishwasher is full, I finish the rest by hand, and I only do pots and pans by hand. My boyfriend will fill the dishwasher and then run it and then leave everything else in there. So typically it's like never really empty, because he'll only put what he can fit in the dishwasher, which is like 5 pans and some cups. Let me know if anyone else's boyfriends or husband do that, because it drives me absolutely crazy. But I have to like get the sink empty, and then I have to wash the sink out. But my camera died pretty much before I finished. But don't worry, for all you people out there wondering, I did finish the dishes, and the sink was clean, and it was looking good after. So after I finished the dishes, I did get a little hungry. Now, I'm typically not a smoothie person at all. Don't let this fool you. I'm not trying to like look healthy. I had just gotten some protein powder in a packet, and I wanted to try something because after having a baby, you gain some weight, and it's harder to work off, I feel like. So I'm just trying to live a little healthier lifestyle. It's been rough. Anyways, so I just put PB2, some cinnamon, some vanilla, a banana, ice, milk, and blended that up. And it was okay. I had to add a little extra peanut butter because I just love peanut butter. And the PB2 was peanut buttery, but just not as peanut buttery as I would prefer. But it did turn out good. So I made that, and I sat and drank that while I actually worked on some stuff on my computer. The baby was a little fussy, so she wanted to be held. So I held her while working on some stuff and drinking that. And then as soon as she fell asleep, I was able to get some actual chores done. So it's actually hilarious how much laundry a family of 5 can accumulate. And I would say when I was single before kids, like I would do laundry maybe like once every 2 weeks. If I don't do laundry every day or every other day, then I end up having to do 8 loads in one day, which stupidly is still like how I do it, because I just can't remember to check hampers. It just wasn't a thing until, 6 months ago at the time when I only had 0 children, and now I have 3. So they had also like gotten a bunch of new clothes for my 5 and 7-year-old. So I was taking all the tags off that and folding laundry, and here he comes to ask me probably if he can have a snack. Anyways, so folding laundry, I did several loads while my daughter was napping, and this video is actually from the past summer. I had filmed a bunch of stuff and then just never got around to editing it, because anyone with kids probably knows like who has time for that, especially as my baby gets older. She just needs a lot more attention and wants a lot more mommy time. So sitting down to edit like isn't really realistic and not on the top of my priority list. But now I'm going through all this footage and I'm trying to just put up stuff. So this is like a day in the life of a mom of 3 during the summertime when they're not in school. And so the next video you see will probably like be a couple months later. You're gonna be like, holy crap, her daughter grew really, really fast. But that's not the case. It's just I'm whipping through some old footage here. And then we have a little bit of playtime when baby wakes up. Her brother and her sister adore her so much. It's so cute to see how they interact because they just love her and she lights up when she sees them. It's the cutest thing ever. So usually we'll have like time where we play outside or we go for a walk or a bike ride. We definitely go for a lot more like rollerblade bike rides now that they have practiced a little bit more. But and then I can put her in the stroller and bring her with, and she loves it too.
Stop. She's bugging you. A big wheel cart was over and I was trying to jump in the wheel cart. I love you.
Picaros.
I love you.
You are getting so big. Look how tall you are. You're like half the size of your sister. Mason, come lay by your sisters. I want to get a picture.
A bloopy.
He's like, what the heck is going on? Are you dancing? So by the afternoon time, the kids have definitely worked up an appetite. We make soups and salads all the time, but today I gave them sandwiches and just some goldfish, carrots, and bananas, and they ate that while I started prepping some food. Once again, when she's sleeping, I try to get whatever I can done. So I kind of felt like meal prepping some things and making my lunch. So a few things that I was gonna make, like kind of like a grain bowl, I guess you would call it, like where it has brown rice and a bunch of vegetables and chicken and whatever. So I steamed some cauliflower was the first thing I did, and I absolutely love cauliflower. It's my favorite vegetable ever. So steamed some cauliflower, and the coconut oil you see me melting is for these sweet potatoes that I just bought in like a freezer bag, but you can obviously chop your own. And then I poured that on, and I just did a bunch of different seasonings: salt, pepper, a little bit of cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. But I usually just like wing this, or I look up things online and see what other people did. And then I just roasted these in the oven. Oh, obviously the coconut oil too, and then mix it all together and then make sure they're flat and separated. And then you'll just want to stick that in at 425. Let's see. How long did I do? Well, I think I did like 5-minute intervals until they were roasted pretty much. So I'll toss them around every 5 or 10 minutes and then pop them back in. And yeah. Then I'm going to move on to chopping some onion. I love sauteed mushrooms and onions on all my like meats, chicken, steak, whatever, or in my bowls. Like I just love mushrooms. So I'm cutting up some onions to saute. Got a cute nail color there. I like it. The baby woke up and she wanted a bottle, so I had to kind of like finish a few things that were on the stove. Don't worry, I was very, very careful. And then fed her and then popped her back down. So the next thing I'm going to do is prep some asparagus. I'm not going to lie, these look a little sketch. So I cut off like a huge chunk of the bottom and just cut those in smaller pieces. Now I'm going to put some avocado oil in a pan, and I take my roasted sweet potatoes out of the oven, and they were kind of mushy. So I actually tossed them in the pan, and that gave them like a really nice crust and crunch, which I do like. Now I have an air fryer, and that takes care of everything at once. It's so amazing. I'm going to have so many different recipes with the air fryer coming soon, because it's just like a game changer. Like anyone who has an air fryer, you know it's the bomb. I also sauteed my onions, and then I'm gonna start cooking my asparagus. I like to cook my onions and mushrooms in the same pan, but I always give the onions a head start because I like them to be pretty caramelized or softened. And then I just did some butter and garlic powder on those asparagus, whatever. Love me some liquid aminos. I love soy sauce, but obviously the liquid aminos is so much less sodium and just better for you. So now that I have all my items prepped, we had some roasted rotisserie chicken from the other night, and then I just made some brown rice. So I'm going to do a little bit of brown rice on the bottom, some steamed cauliflower. I got my sweet potatoes roasted, then pan fried because I'm extra. And then I've got my my garlic, asparagus, my chicken, and of course my sauteed onions and mushrooms right in the middle. I don't add a sauce because I feel like this is plenty flavorful, but you obviously can put a dressing or sauce of your choice. And that's my lunch, and then I had those leftovers for the next day for lunch, and then things to give the kids when they're hungry. So now this is actually later in the evening, and this is what I'm making the kids and my boyfriend for dinner. I took some ground beef and sauteed that, added some taco seasoning, and then after that's cooked, you add some water, and then you let that simmer down so it turns into like a nice, thick, juicy, flavorful taco meat. And then I got this quesadilla maker at the thrift store. Really good purchase. I put some cheese on a tortilla, and then we add the taco meat, and then I press it, and that's usually enough for both the kids because it's actually a huge quesadilla when I'm done. And then I'll make one for my boyfriend too, and he loves this thing. Whenever I'm at work, like, this is what he cooks with. Pretty sure it's the only thing he knows how to cook with. Don't tell him I said that. As you can see, I got it for $6.99. Heck of a deal. Look at that. And I mean, no pan. Super simple. And then I just cut it up and serve it with some lettuce, tomato, sour cream, and salsa. And that was the end of the day. So I know this video was kind of random, but I wanted to do a cook and clean with me for a day. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.